Hi, my name is Eileen Garcia. I am a current student at Grand Canyon University, and this is a Zoom presentation on initiatives and referendums in the state of Arizona. What are initiatives and referendums? Referendums and initiatives refer to processes that allow citizens to vote on legislation. Citizens can propose constitutional amendments or new statutes through the initiative process. In other words, initiatives propose new laws or amendments to the Constitution. Voters are given the option of upholding or repealing laws that have passed the legislature through the referendum process, meaning you are voting on upholding or repealing laws that have already been passed or are currently existing in the law. In order to create an initiative, there's a process that you need to follow. 1. Form a political committee through the Secretary of State's online system. 2. File an application for serial number with the Secretary of State's office. 3. Then you need to acquire the appropriate initiative, referendum, petition in person from the Secretary of State's office. 4. You need to make sure that any paid or out-of-state circulators have registered with the Secretary of State's office. 5. This is where you start to gather your signatures and circulate petitions from eligible voters. After, number 6, you would submit the circulated petitions to the Secretary of State's office by the deadline. And then last but not least, the Secretary of State and various county recorders will process the petitions and determine whether enough signatures were gathered to place the measure on the ballot. There are a certain amount of signatures that you need to gather in order for the initiative or referendum to be approved. You need 255,949 signatures for initiatives and 127,975 for referendums. What is the difference between an initiative and a referendum? Initiatives and referendums share some similarities, with the goal being enabling citizens to take active roles in the legislative processes. The difference being is that initiatives start with the people. Citizens draft the proposal and the petition is added to the ballot to vote on it. Referendums are made by the government and the legislator submits legislation to the people for approval. In other words, initiatives are put together by the people and referendums are put together by a legislative body. What are some of the advantages of using an initiative or referendum to achieve your goal? Well, for one, it allows the people to engage in creating good policies that could benefit them. It also helps them make the government more accountable to the people, and it also gives citizens the right to express their political views. On the other hand, the disadvantage would be that you need a double majority vote for it to be included in the Constitution, which means that a majority of the voters need to agree or else it will not be passed. This makes it so that there is a larger support on the changes that are being made to the Constitution. Unfortunately, this is a downside for the states that have larger populations because it'll make it a little harder for them to reach that majority number. Initiatives and referendums support the idea of direct democracy. Through the initiative and referendum process, voters can adopt a change in law or disapprove a law that has already been passed by the legislator. This enables voters to bypass their state legislators and can also give voters a direct role in the lawmaking processes, essentially giving more power to the people and holding the government accountable, especially when it comes to government passing laws that either a majority of the voters disagree with or think is unconstitutional. They have the right to make the change if they truly wanted to, and it is power to the people. So now that we know a little bit more about initiatives and referendums, we now know that initiatives propose new laws and are put together by the people, while referendums are votes on existing laws and are put together by a legislative body. There is also a process in order to create an initiative which requires signatures from registered voters and approval with the Secretary of State. Some of the pros of initiatives and referendums include giving more power to the people, while the cons of initiatives and referendums include needing a double majority vote, which is a downside for larger populated states. Initiatives and referendums give people a direct role in the lawmaking process, giving more power to the people. Once again, my name is Eileen Garcia, and I'm a student at Grand Canyon University. And this was my Zoom presentation on initiatives and referendums.